I've tried to film this video like 4 times, like start it, and I can't get my thoughts together. So here we are. You're just gonna, this is it. This is what's being uploaded. I don't edit. I don't piece things together. I don't have the tech savvy to pull that off. I've tried. It makes me want to cry. So we just film and we upload. So right now I'm holding this because I was going to talk about this, and then I just completely spaced it. Like, I don't know what I don't know. So we're going to start over. It's been a hot minute since I filmed a video. My name is Maddie. I'm happy if you're here with me. I hope you are all doing very well. I hope you are staying cool. I hope there are no fires going on around you. I hope there are no tornadoes or hurricanes or earthquakes or anything other craziness going on, because it seems like the world's going crazy. For me right now, it is officially the 3rd day of the school year. I've been back on contract since July 31st, but it's officially the 3rd day with students. So my brain is frazzled in a good way. I mean, it's been a fantastic start to the year. I've never had a smoother start to the year, but it takes a lot of like brain power, and my eyes twitch. It's all good. If my eye twitches, it's because I've been staring at computer screens all day and answering crazy questions. But we're here. We're doing this again. I won't tell you how many times I've tried to film this. It's so sad. Okay, focus. So things I've been doing since my last video. I did stitch. I stitched pretty darn good up until work started, and I did okay while we were just like getting school ready, you know, making the schedules, cross-checking 504s and IEPs, like talking to parents that are coming in. And then last week was the official week where teachers came back, and then we had our official start day on Thursday, and now it's Monday, and it's all good, but I'm tired. I'm so tired. And also it's extremely hot and sweaty. I went to Sam's before I came home today, and you guys walking across that parking lot was horrible. Felt like your shoes were gonna melt into the cement, and that's just like hanging around 100. There's some of y'all that are up in like 115, 120. More power to you. I want to move to Maine after today, but hey, I really shouldn't complain. In Oklahoma, like, we had a fantastic summer compared to previous summers, but today's a doozy. Okay, so I did stitch. I have stitched. Have I stitched a lot in the last 2 weeks? No. Should I made a video 3 weeks ago? Yes. Are we making a video today? Yes. Let's talk about cross stitch so we can power through this, and it'll make sense and life will be good. Okay. So the thing I was holding up towards you and like at you guys was my Sunday stitch, His Eyes on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. I have made progress on this fun friend. He didn't get stitched this past weekend. My brain was so tired, and then Sunday I made the mistake of watching Hoarders in the morning when I woke up, and then I felt like this insane need to clean my house. So I did all day Sunday, and by the time I got to the evening I was so exhausted. So this is where we are with His Eyes on the Sparrow. I love this guy. We've done some really good work here. I can't wait to see more progress. We're getting there. I love that I'm down in the bottom. Now, one thing that happened, and this is probably the best thing in the world why we have project bags, is that I spilled coffee in the bag. I put my empty coffee cup in there, and I thought I rinsed it out well enough, but I guess I didn't. I'm gonna lean back because you guys are kind of like probably see up my nose, and my nose is itchy because of how, whatever. Coffee. It's on the border. We made it. I figure once everything's said and done, I can kind of rinse it a little bit, and we're just gonna call it variation in the fabric. One of those V words. Oh, there's Bernie. She's getting on the couch. So yeah, that happened. Project bags are good for you. I now wholeheartedly believe putting your stuff in project bags to protect them. I support that. And the only reason it got on this one is that I left it unzipped a little bit, and that's how come and the fabric was sticking out, because I had packed it away really fast when I was leaving my parents' house, and then it got there. It did not get on the pattern. It did not get on my floss. Everything is good. So on that end. So let me see if I actually have it. Oh yeah. This is the bag that is seeing so much use that it's like coming out the end. So His Eye is on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. Good stitch. Yes, we will start stitching on you more. So that was one. Kind of did things a little bit backwards this year when it came to patriotic stitching. I actually have I had no patriotic stitching. So over this summer, this is one of the things I was going to show you in my goodie bag of things that I have, of purchases that I've made over the year. At some point in the year, I had bought this one, and then it's Sweet Land of Liberty. I can't talk. By Blackbird Designs. So, and I actually started this guy right here. He's so pretty. I love it. It's wonderful. Let me see. Make sure you don't show you that it'll, like my hair, I don't know. I get it cut on Thursday. I'm so happy. But today I have sweated. It's doing crazy things. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I just don't know. So yeah, this is the guy I'm working on. So right after I filmed my last video, I was like, oh, it's July. We should stitch patriotic stuff because that's what you do in July. Well, it had already been July 4th, I'm pretty sure. You can start it late. So I even left the needle in here from last time. This is what we've got going on. I'd actually did quite a bit. I'm happy with my progress on that. I really wanted to get through that house. That's a lot of stitching. When you stitch a house, there's a lot of stitching. And I feel like it pops a little bit more in person. And right now it feels a little washed out, but it's working. I did the called for threads, and then I did Seraphim Chai. It's a fat quarter. They had them at the fat quarter shop. No, they had them at the Silver Needle there. So, and I thought it was a really pretty kind of, I don't know, how would you describe that? I don't want to say grungy fabric or aged. It looks like a very well-aged linen, piece of linen. There we go. I'm like, it's not grungy. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's beautiful. It's Chai by Seraphim. It's beautiful. I'm telling you people, I've lost my mind. The coffee has worn off. I don't know if you're one of those people out there that have been given the wonderful diagnosis of ADHD. I've never been medicated. Honestly, I think I was diagnosed later in life. You know, we can all be very successful with ADHD. I feel like that's why we're so creative. But sometimes our brains are just scattered. And I notice when my coffee wears off, the ability to hold a conversation gets just a little bit harder. Especially when there's no one actually talking with you and you have to guide yourself through a conversation while doing Flosstube. Difficult. So yes, called for threads right here. They're little, they need to be cleaned. So most of them are General Arts. They are General Arts. I'm reading it, but I'm not saying it. Okay, so he lives in my little red bag, little red project bag. I like him. I feel like I need to get him done because you just got to do a little bit more. So right there, I feel like I just, oh, it was a hair tie. I dropped a hair tie. So little red bag. Next one I worked on. Okay, so I have these Country Cottage Needleworks, the little houses, and they're months. Way back when I very first started, there was a Flosstuber. She was from Australia. She had blonde hair. She had a great accent to listen to, and I watched all her videos, and then she stopped, which made me sad. But she's the one that got me hooked on these little houses. And I thought I had all of them done, but November, which here's November, I started that last year. I just do them on, it's one of the fabrics from Hobby Lobby. I don't spend crazy amounts on fabrics for these guys. And these little dudes just sit on my desk at work. I have a white little picture frame. And they're just cute. It's my little cross stitch at work, and I like them. I guess I don't have a little packet of the fabric. It's Weigart based. I want to say, I don't know, it's like barista or something with the B, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know where that went to. Okay, focus. So you don't just see the top of my head. Okay, so I thought I just had to finish November. No, I hadn't done September or August. I think I had it in my brain that I had done it, but I didn't. So I have September. It's all the fabrics, or the threads are all kitted up. So there's September. I'm need to just go ahead and start that. I had every intention of getting August done, and then school started, and my desire to stitch or even mental capacity of stitching just kind of went out the window. So that's what I have started on August. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. But you know, they're relatively fast. If I sat down and applied myself, I could have them both done by the end of this week. And we just might make that happen. And I can't seem to find my August. I have December, I have November, I have September, but for some reason the picture for August is not in here. That scares me a little bit. I don't know. It's hanging around here somewhere. So these are the threads for November. Some of these I've actually, so the reason this one's so long, I embobinated all my threads and turned it into a massive project, because when I first started, I used bobbins on my threads. I don't like it as much. I like this method because you can just take one thread off. You don't have to take a big long string and then rewrap it around and then unwrap it, and every time you need a thread, you just take your little needle and you go. But I unbobinated them. I used an iron. I ironed them flat, like straight, and I just reused a lot of my threads. So that's why some of them look a little special. So yeah, we are gonna do September, finish August, do September. I know I have October done, and then I need to finish November. That is it. And they're really easy. I just pop them into my frame that sits on my desk, and I keep the other ones in a little baggie in one of my extra drawers at my desk. So I'm trying to think, what's the next thing I should do? Oh, okay, you can tell when my cat, I don't know if you can see the cat hair all over this. I have this sitting in my chair that's near my bed in my bedroom, and my cat just loves to sleep on these little baggies. It's hilarious. Hocus Pocus. So I put some work into Hocus Pocus, and then I ran out of my 3371 DMC thread, because I only do these, this is only in DMC. It's very cute. And I was like, okay, I need to get a new one. Well, I finally went to Hobby Lobby. I got a new one, put it on the flash drop, and then a certain person who's over here itching herself somehow got a hold of it. Like the bag wasn't zipped completely, and I had it laying on my chair, and she just kind of weaseled her little cute nose in there and took it and ate the thread. And well, she didn't eat it. She chomped it all up. So then now I once again need to go back and get 3371 for Hocus Pocus. Miss Bernadette, you stay away. She's over here sniffing my bags, probably looking for them. So, Hocus Pocus, Prairie Schooler, all kinds of wonderful. You guys, I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for, heck, I'll even take frigid temperatures at this point. I don't like sweating anymore. It's not even fun to mow the yard. I love mowing the yard. Mowing the yard in 95 degree and above weather, not fun, especially when the humidity is crazy. I don't enjoy that. The next one, we had talked about me restarting some of my early Plum Street, especially the Jane Austen ones. I hadn't, the fabric just wasn't working for what I wanted, and I knew I wanted to stitch them, but I wasn't loving what I did. So I bought new fabric. It's this little guy, A Gentleman's Daughter by Plum Street. Very cute. The fabric I had originally chosen was just too light. So I went on to 1, 2, 3 stitch, because you can get relatively inexpensive little 12 by 17 cuts of fabric. And so that's what actually, wait, let me look at this. Yeah. So that's my little start. And I think the red, I'm not usually a red person. You can probably tell by my house, and my nails are actually pink. I tried painting them with I do my own shellac at home now that I'm not getting my nails done. And they've got this, it's almost like, it's supposed to be like a jelly. Jelly is color, like it's supposed to be a little bit clearer. I don't necessarily love this color. I thought I'd try it. I hadn't tried it before. It's a little bit too sheer. That's with, anyways, 3 coats, not my favorite. Anyways, I don't use a lot of reds and pinks. This, however, I really love stitching. I thought the color was, I don't know, just super sweet. I love it. I need to get back to that. See, this is what's good about doing Flosstube videos. You start looking at it and it like sparks your joy of Flosstube again, or stitching again, and you just want to stitch some more. Well, I want to stitch some more. Thank you for, inspiring me to stitch. So here's my little Mad Reminder, Jane Austen. This one is Pride and Prejudice, little Mad Reminder needle. I love it. And this is the threads. I did DMC for this guy. I thought that was fitting. They're very opaque and just full of color. You gotta love it. The pinks, the greens, the blues, all kinds of pretty. What are you, oh, you're chewing on the headband I dropped. Why are there headband or hair ties floating around my house when my hair looks like this? I don't know, but there are. And she's chewing on one. She thinks she's cute. She never swallows them. She just chomps them so they're not a band anymore. They're just a string. Alrighty, the next one is a Plum Street as well. Oh, this is a good one. I wish I was done with this one, but I made some really good progress on it when I did do it, when I was working on it. So this is Jack's Bash by Plum Street. I always have to orient myself on the deal because it's Plum Street, but yet the picture. So Jack's Bash. It's almost been a year since I've been working on this one. We need to get it done. So last time I worked on this one was in the beginning, I was in the school year. So my contract had already started. And it was at that point where my brain was like, we just need fill-in stitching in the evening. So I made it a point to get down the border. And I wasn't confident enough to just count down the border and then start. So we did it. I filled it all in. We did our part. I made that cute little vase with a little skull on the inside, and I started the lady's dress. But I'm at that point where it's gonna be good fill-in on those nights that I wanna stitch, but I don't wanna think while I stitch. So, Mr. Jack's Bash. Oh, we are so close, friends. We are so close. And this one is on Chocolate Milk it's called Stephanie's Fabric Chocolate Milk. I did the DMC for this guy, right here. Oh, I did change one thing. The grass actually called for, I think it was 829. And I felt that 829 was too brown. Like it was a little bit too much of a contrast. So I actually pulled out another piece of thread here. Which one was it? Or was it, oh no, I think it was 728. I don't remember. I substituted in one thread just because I felt like the DMC was too much of a contrast between the darker brown or the little grassy points right there and to that big old grassy point. Like those two colors are different, and it just felt like didn't melt well. So I changed one DMC thread. I went up like a shade or two in that grand mix of things. Oh, that's what I did. 831, and it's still on a bobbin. Unbobbinate down the line. Oh, I don't want to show you the pattern, but this is the little minder that goes with her. She's all kinds of creepy. I'm like, I need to find out if this was a legit picture. Like this is like her elementary school picture, because don't get me wrong, I have some doozies of some pictures, or if this was like foreplay or something. But she's all kinds of creepy and I love her. I'm trying not to get her out on the edge. Be creepy. All kinds of creepy. Okay. Another thing we worked on was, I don't know. These are things I don't know. Oh, we'll do this one. I know I worked on this one. See, I'm like trying to even remember what I worked on. That's how sad it is. Okay, Sunflower Farms by Kathy Barrick. Sorry, I have the front window open, and so I'm getting a glare, but it's better light than sitting over there in the afternoons. So, all kinds of creepy. This one I had to go back and kind of adjust the threads a little bit because I felt like it was all meshing together too much. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to. The minder I have for this one, it's this guy from Math Reminders. As you can, it's a theme. I like her work, and she ships pretty darn quick. She's reliable. I enjoy all of the above. So I worked on the house. I had some trouble trying to figure out what I was gonna do with these little shutters on the side. Or not shutters, what do you call these guys? Are they shutters? I don't remember, I can't think. I can't think. So it was all like this, it wasn't working. Like this was too dark, this was all just melding together. So I'd had to do some trial and error, and finally I figured out what I was gonna do. Hopefully it's easier for me. I remember what I decided to do when I picked it up, but I went to Silver Needle. They were actually, I didn't realize this, but they were having a, when everybody comes together and stitches. I can't think, y'all. I need more water and maybe a little bit of caffeine. Well, I ended up getting gunmetal. I got, what else did I purchase? I got gunmetal. Maybe it was just gunmetal. I think that's what I settled on, was gunmetal. And then I was doing the darker onyx for the windows, the shutters, the whatever they're called. I feel like it's called shutters, but I don't know for sure at this point. So those were the two that I finally landed on. So gunmetal for the siding, shutters are going to be onyx. So, and the rest is DMC as of right now. Things may change, you know? So that was my progress on that guy. Good old Kathy Barrett doing her wonderful thing, tucking it all back in. So I put these little cute little, I don't know if they're cute. I kind of wish I had different ones because the string, like I've already accidentally ripped one. But I put little taggies on my project bags. So I finally hit that point where you have so much stuff you don't know what's in what bag, and so you're just opening and closing, opening and closing. And that's valuable time that could be spent on stitching. It's true. Oh, this one is HL's Moth by Kathy Barrick, of course. I am doing this one on a 40 count Havana. I want to say that's what it is. Let me double check. Yeah, Weeks Dye Works 40 count Havana. And so it's kind of small, but I love it. Here, I wonder if I can put my little bookie behind here and it'll help. Like my bookie, yeah, that, whatever. Oh, it's so hard right now, you guys. I'm tired. Oh, my brain is fried. Okay, so that's what we've done. The stitches are super small. I have to have really good lighting to stitch on this one, but I know it's gonna be so beautiful when it's done. When I can see it's so much more vibrant here. I don't know, is that better? I think that's a little bit better. Oh, she's drinking water. I was like, are you getting sick over there? It's like, don't get sick in the middle of my video. I don't wanna have to start over. So, and then, anyways, focus. We are doing DMC. So here we go. Just beautiful, beautiful threads. Loving it all. I love how I say don't do a lot of warm tones, and look at me. Like most of the last few projects have had a lot of warm tones in there. So maybe I'm lying to myself. Maybe I just like my house to have cool tones, and then the things I stitch have warm tones. I don't know, maybe. See, maybe Miss Barbie does. Maybe. Okay, did I work on this one? No, that's the Sewing Club. We didn't do that one. Oh, Wildflowers, I did work on that one, I think. I think. So Wildflowers by, you guessed it, Kathy Barrick. That's the picture in here. So on this one, I have my little arsenic needle minder. He's a little cute little dude. We like him. I did DMC for this. I did have to restart this guy. I had him on a lighter piece of fabric that I just had as an extra, and it just wasn't working. So then I went to the Silver Needle, and we got the called for, which is Seaweed by Fox and Rabbit. Yeah, Fox and Rabbit Seaweed. So this is where we are. This is another one that, with the fabric being so dark and then having to like black, like DMC 310 in there and whatnot, sometimes I really do have to have decent lighting for this. So it's not an evening stitch necessarily, but it's beautiful, and I'm definitely glad I made that fabric change. So, and this is the photo. I know a lot of people have been working on this one because it's pretty, and why not? It's kind of moody. It'll be a good fall stitch for sure as we move into that. You guys, I'm gonna start stitching all the fall things. We're gonna bring on that fall weather. I just want it to be 70 degrees and crisp. And I feel like the lighting changes in the fall. Like when you go into summer, it just seems hazy almost. Like it's, I don't know. The lighting seems like it's going through a filter. But then in the, like going into early spring or fall, everything just seems crisp and pretty. Maybe I'm just crazy. I do not know. Oh, this one's a good one. This one's a good one. So this one's Carriage House Samplings, and then it's called Molly. They had a change in the threads, or an error in the original charting for the threads. And I'm stitching this one on, I know it's not the called for, I couldn't get the called for, but I got a close, which is a close run for it, which is 36 count Weeks Dye Works beige. And that's where I got to. I'm telling you, okay, we need water. I'm gonna start hacking. Put the lid back on. Okay. I did really, really well in July, and then everything just kind of, even when I was stitching at night, it was sometimes I'm like, just do 2 threads, you know what I mean? Stitch 2 complete threads, and then we're good. And it wasn't that it was a chore, it was just that I was so tired. Like when you get used to summer vacation where you're just, it's quiet, you can think clearly, you don't have 20 different questions coming at you in a minute, and it's all random stuff. Like it just jumps from one thing to the other. Your brain's not used to it. My brain, it was not, it takes a little bit. It takes a lot of mental power. And so coming back into it. So you're really, really good at work, and then by the time you get home, your brain's just like, I don't want to think. I don't want to make decisions for people. I just don't want to think. And so DMC for this guy, good old DMC. I felt like it was fitting. Oh, there's a thread. There's a thread. I don't know. You know, the conservative part of me, the part that doesn't want to waste things, would say, hey, put that back in. The tired part of me that's on 3rd day of school says, sorry, we're not gonna try to locate your floss tag thing. Bernie's watching me over here on the floor. Did I work on this guy? I don't know if I worked on you. Oh, salt boxes. No, I wish I would have worked on you. I didn't work on you. I didn't work on you either. There's so many things, you guys. Mary Miller, 1842. Nope. Nope. You guys. I don't know if I worked on the Alexander since we last talked. And I also, the question of that video, the big dilemma was, do we continue with the Alexanders even though I miscalculated the border and just add on extra fabric, or do we start over? And y'all pretty much unanimously said just continue and add that extra fabric. So that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you for helping me solve that problem. I haven't done so yet. We haven't pulled out the sewing machine recently. I mean, I've stitched this edge, but it's still falling apart. I don't have a serger, so I stitch them the best I can with my little sewing machine. And we move on. So that's the Alexanders of Lintrathen of 1829. Did I say it right? By Hands Across the Sea. Oh, sorry. I just got a neat work email. Y'all take your work emails off your cell phones so you can't read. All I see is, can my student have an elective change? Yes, but no. Do they really need an elective change? Okay, let me see. Oh, I did put work into this guy. I know I worked on him at least 2 days. Okay. Yank it all out. This is an acrostic sampler by the Scarlet Letter. Sorry, it's got all the little tillies in here. Can we do this without me taking the back off? There we go. I spent a few nights. Bernie, you can hear her little tippy toes tapping on the floor. The needle minder of the day for this guy is this one. I think it's titled Joan of Arc. Let me double check on this. I don't have my glasses on, y'all. Yeah, Joan of Arc. By, I guess, take a guess. Take a guess. Mad for Minders. Mad for Needle Minders? Mad for Minders? That wonderful lady. So this is what we got done. When I worked on it, we did some rows in here. And it just repeats itself all the way through. It's a fun one. I will say this fabric is so loose. It's so hard to hold in my little, so I like to use the metal spring-loaded hoops. I feel like I like to stitch in bed, so I use this guy. And this one, they're just loose enough that they don't ever like distort my fabric. It's very, but they're tight. They usually are tight enough to hold it in, like there's enough tension there. I mean, I don't keep my fabric insanely tight, but it's good. And so I can just stitch in bed. Well, this one, this type of fabric is just so loosey-goosey. It's hard to hold in onto place. And I do have a more traditional hoop, but I feel like it kind of distorts the fabric around the edges. Like it just kind of pushes things out of the way, especially if the fabric's a little bit stiffer. So I don't know. This one's a little bit harder to stitch sometimes just because it's constantly getting super, super loose in the hoop. But I like my fabric choice. I like my oh, it's DMC. I did 814 and 3799 for the DMC. It just called for it literally, I think it says navy blue and red and blue somewhere in the pattern. That's all it suggests. It doesn't even give necessarily, I'm pretty sure it doesn't give specific thread. Maybe it did, I don't remember. I'm not opening it up to double check that. I know I just went down my supply or my extras and just chose a navy blue and a deep red. Let me see, did I do you? Oh no, I didn't. But anyways, let me show you. Did I show you my Rosewood Manners? I'm like so in love with these, and I got a few after my video. So I went to a silver needle and bought supplies for everything, even though I knew I wasn't going to start them right away. This one's Midsummer's Eve by Rosewood Manor. This fabric is close. It's called I don't know what it's called, to be honest with you. And it doesn't have the person who made this fabric. I can't read her writing. Well, it's 36 count, it's a deep purple, and it's not as variegated or doesn't have the variation in it. Maybe if I go like this, as the picture does, or as the recommended does, but I cannot find, nobody had in stock the recommended fabric that's in the pattern. So I think this will be just fine. It's a deep, rich purple. Now the threads, whew, it called for a lot of threads. So I had to reorder because I was missing, I forgot to grab like 7 skeins of this guy. And this is corn silk, like 7. It was the biggest requirement of the thread count list, whatever. The other threads are over here. They're all really soft and delicate looking, very pastel-y. Get yourself together. So it is ready. It is here for whenever the day strikes. It is fully kitted. Now is not the time. I will make I feel like if I start something, I'll make a disastrous mistake, and I don't want to do that. I feel like I can work off of something, but I do not have the mental faculties to start something. And I probably shouldn't anyways. Which one are you? Oh, I did work on some on Halle Berry Farm, but it was only the edging. It wasn't there wasn't a lot there. I never started Lila's Studios Nevermore. I really wanted to. I kind of debated starting that at the beginning of the school year, but I was like, you know, you're not even stitching a lot right now. Don't start something when you're not even mentally stitching, like in the place to really go after stitching. Yeah. I think that's all I have in the way of new starts. I definitely have things I can work on, things I should accomplish. Oh, let me really quickly go grab a, you wanna know what? No, we'll go do it. Okay. Oh my God. Oh goodness, do you hear me popping? We're just gonna go in here. All right, friends. So, of unkitted things. Some of them may have a few things like, or like they may have the floss or they may have the thread. They don't have everything. So, let me share. Recent purchases. Oh, there's another one. Yes, Bernadette, you're cute. So Stacy Nash Primitives, let's see. Morning Tree Sewing Bag. I thought that guy was so cute and creepy. And a perfect little Halloween little dude. Yep. I like it. We bought it. No regrets. Oh, yeah. We'll do this baggie for today. And then we'll save the rest for another day. I also need to rewatch my videos because I keep reorganizing my patterns. And so I may have shown you things that I don't want to re-show you things. Oh, these are recent purchases. So I finally bit the bullet and I purchased Stacy Nash Primitives Summer at Hollyberry Farm. You guys, after this enjoyable summer, you know, I was like that White House. I kind of got like caught up in a patriotic thing. I'm like, you know, that looks really pretty. We need to do that. Oh. This was the other Plum Street Miss Bingley's Library that I switched out the fabric on. So, haven't started it. I have the threads in there, but I'm not gonna yank them out. They're kind of tucked in. Bernie, you don't have to be under the table. It's okay. And then another purchase, because why not, was Dreaming of Daisies by Rosewood Manor. I mean, y'all, how pretty and florally that is. I think it's wonderful. I'm all about it. And then I got the called for fabric, or I think I got close to it. And then this one's 36 count country parchment from 123 Stitch. So I don't have the threads for this one. I really debated on buying the threads and I was like, girl, save your money. We still have a month left before you get paid again. Oh no, this is the required fabric or the recommended fabric, 32 count parchment. I did mine 36. So it'll be just a tad bit smaller. And then you guys, let me see, maybe just a little bit more. It does look like just a little bit more. Can I help you? Yes, I see you got my hair tie. Yes, I see you broke it. Oh goodness. I showed you Shoop, there it is. Oh, I got the fabric in for my heartstring samplery hoop, there it is. So I got the called for, I think it's Aztec. Is it, are you Aztec? Aztec red linen, 36 count. Ooh. Once again, a warm color when I said I wouldn't. And then this one is Whip It Good. I need that. We got too many whips. I'm showing you too many whips. And that one was not the called for. They didn't have the called for, but I got something close, or at least something I liked, and it's 36 count agave. 36 count agave. Nice little green. We like the greens in my world. I mean, I'm wearing a green dress. I think green hands down is probably my favorite color. And then like light purples, mauve purples, those type of things. I think I've shown you guys these. Have I shown you guys these? Well, we'll call it good. I won't waste your time anymore. We're at 39 minutes, which is far longer than I even expected it. Sorry this was so scatterbrained, but I have makeup on. I'm dressed semi-appropriately, and I have sunlight outside. So I was like, we're gonna do a video and we're gonna mark it off the thing, the to-do list. So I hope you guys are all doing really, really well. I hope the last few days of your summer are fantastic. If you're teachers and you are starting back to school, or school counselors or principals or janitors, whatever you do in the education system, I hope the beginning of your school year is fantastic. I'm definitely happy to be back at work, even though my brain's tired sometimes. I'm happy to be around kids again, happy to be around my work friends again. Yeah, all of you have a great day. And leave me a comment if you want to, or you have any questions. I'm on Instagram, it's Maddie, I think _Kinnan. I don't really post a whole lot there, but sometimes I'll post like pictures of my work, that the progress I'm making in life on my cross stitch. So anyways, bye. Have a good night, do good things. Hope the rest of your week is fantastic. Bye.